Hey guys, it's Michael here. Today we have a very special guest, RRebel. If you're familiar with him in Brawl Stars, he is actually a top 15 player in the world. Last season he finished at 10,002 cups, 15th place. RRebel, how you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
I'm doing good. Congratulations on that top 15 spot. That's crazy. That's so much grinding, man.
Yes, it is.
How, first off, I just want to thank you for the time, taking the time to do this with me. How much time a day would you say you play the game to be able to grind that much and get that high?
Well, it depends on like what modes are up and stuff, and like what comps and stuff everybody's running. But usually, I go to school full time, but when I do push for a night, it's usually like a 3-4 hour grind of just playing non-stop. And usually, if we're in like a really solid group, it's like not very many losses. So
Right, it's just constant winning. I got you.
yeah.
Yeah, because you play with, again, being a top player, you want to play with, other really good people. So
Yeah, I kind of only really play with like maybe a handful of people, and that's it.
right, yeah, I've seen you play with like Joey Sip, who's another top 10 player, and others up there.
Cash Me In, we got like Keith and all them. We all play. There's a couple others, but
Mainly that.
they're all relatively high.
Yeah, mainly that group. Yeah, because I know all of you guys finished last season above like just over 10,000 cups. So that's crazy.
I actually stopped. I hit 10K like 4 days before season ended, and I actually stopped.
Yeah, I remember you stopping by the stream and saying that you were done grinding until season reset.
Yeah, I'm just like not a huge fan of like grinding so hard and then losing half of it.
Right.
10K was a goal, and I set it, and then I just kind of chilled out. And then when reset happened, I actually bumped up like 4 spots. So
It's not bad then.
yeah, it
what-
caught me out to a lot of people.
What are your your overall thoughts on the game, just as far as like how it's going so far and what you like and everything about it?
I mean, the game's really good. It's got some work to do on it. There's some good parts and there's some bad parts. Like probably the biggest issues is just like little glitches and showdown and in a hole. It's just like a broken game mode, and they just kind of threw it away.
Right. Yeah. Showdown's not a lot of our favorites.
Yeah, I mean, what people are doing like broke the mode, and they don't really seem to want to fix it. So I think like that's a big problem. Like they should have thought about teaming and that becoming a thing before, because that's a big part of like gaming, especially competitive ones, is like not having people be able to kind of change the system and work the system and
Yeah.
stuff. So I mean, that's probably the biggest issue in the game. And then just like not a lot of content, which is expected because it's beta. Not a lot of stuff to look forward to when you play, especially like at my level. There's really no incentive to play at all, to be honest. We don't need coins, we don't need gems. We have max accounts, so we need something like skins, achievements, ranks in our profile to show like what we placed last season. I mean, that's the whole point of like competitive. It's like
Right.
nobody wants to compete if you can't show it off a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Kind of like what Supercell themselves did with CR and even Clash of Clans, how they have the rankings and the profiles and how you do each season.
Yeah,
Definitely something.
you could see who won last season for the
Yeah,
whole next season. Like stuff like that would be nice for us. Like I know people are gonna be like, well, you're pay to win and stuff like that, but
the
people also got to realize the pay to win people are the ones that are funding the game.
yeah, helping
And
fund the game, and I've touched on this several times. Streaming as well is like when people ask me if I put any money into the game, which I have, but I don't have a maxed account or anything. But obviously, even if you put money into the game, doesn't necessarily like buy you skill. Like it does make your characters better, but you still have to be good at the game.
yeah, and it's just like if you have the money and you want to spend the money, you're just supporting those developers. So it's like a lot of people hate on like pay to win players, but you could have a max account and just be terrible at the game, and it doesn't matter if you have a max brawler or not. You're just gonna lose because you don't know what to do.
Exactly.
But
Touch.
yeah, I enjoy the game, and I still do, and I'm still playing, and I'm still grinding on my free time and stuff. Even with like the limited content at the moment.
Right. Yeah, and touching on like what like Supercell needs to do. Obviously, I definitely agree with the rankings and everything. That's something that we all are I guess is what I would say excited for. It definitely needs to be added for sure because it gives people that kind of end goal to push to, every season. 2 weeks to just push up and only get coins from it. And as you said, max players don't really need coins, so there's not really an incentive other than to like if we added these rankings into the game, all these top players would have the ability to more or less gloat. That I'm the best player in the game. No, I'm the best player, etc., etc. What do you feel like they Supercell could add? The Brawl Stars devs could add to the game outside of that to make it better.
Take a like besides like the incentives and stuff to play. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Maybe like playtest more. Like they're putting out a lot of updates and stuff, which is nice, but they kind of just like throw numbers at a character and say, all right, we're gonna change this without really like think. Like Tara, for example. Yeah, she was a little strong, but didn't need to be nerfed that much. And
Yeah.
like, I think another content creator like touched on this really well. It's like whenever they buff Pam, they buff like 4 parts of Pam. They didn't kind of ease into a buff. Or same with Tara. Like when they nerf Tara, they nerf like every part of Tara.
Yep.
Like nerf her speed or her attack or something, but don't nerf all of them at once. Because now the character is just dead, and she's an awesome character. Like almost like one of my favorite characters to play, but she's almost unplayable right now just because she doesn't match up to like
A lot, yeah. I feel you on that one. When Terra first dropped, I thoroughly enjoyed playing with her, and now it's really hard. She's still a decent brawler to play, but you have to be going up against some less skillful players, I guess you could say, and also have a good comp around you, like good players around you to be able to back you up too. Because again, yeah, like you said, when they nerfed her, they nerfed everything. It was a hard nerf, and in a lot of people's mind was not necessary. Even on Reddit, people constantly complain about the nerfs and the buffs and everything. Particularly right now, Barley. Barley's a big one.
Barley's the best character in the game by like the land side.
Yeah, and hopefully Supercell looks into that. We'll see.
The throwers in this game have really kind of gotten really good. Like Dynamite after his buff, like he's really solid. He's harder to miss your shots, and he just takes huge chunks off of everybody that he hits. It's and he could shoot extremely fast in a fast rate, and the bombs are going off faster, so he's getting a lot more DPS than a lot of other troops out there.
Definitely.
And like Terra, for example, like you can't spam shoot with Terra, and she doesn't do a quarter of the damage that Barley or Dynamite do. So
Right. What is your, I guess, thoughts on playing because a lot of people, certain bands right now aren't as active as, say, like Invictus is. What are your thoughts on playing with randoms compared to teams? Like, how do you, obviously, like I said, with Invictus, you guys are a super solid family clan. You have three different bands, I should say, sorry, that are in the top, 3 bands in the top 15 or 4 bands in the top 15.
something, I don't know.
What are your thoughts and feelings on people who have, I guess, well, more or less what I'm leading to is, what would be your guess on a potential global release, an Android release for those Android lovers, and what are your thoughts on playing with randoms compared to team?
So when I think they're going global, it's probably not for at least another 3 months or so. My guess, maybe longer, but I don't see it coming out. I feel like they'd be a lot more active with the community if they were closing in on it. But they kind of throw an update at us, and then we don't hear from them for a couple weeks, and then they throw an update at us, and then we don't hear from them. I feel like we would hear from them a lot more when they're trying to get all those finishing touches. And playing with randoms, I mean, I don't play with randoms. I'd rather just not play.
Right.
I guess when you get to a point where you're in the top, even 100, it's just it's just almost like a waste of time, because if you go up against a good team, which it will pair you with if your trophies are high and your characters are high, and they're in a group, even if they're not in voice, they're overall going to be better, and then that they're going to have at least a decent comp, if not the best comp, and then you can get paired up with 2 random brawlers that make no sense in the map or game type, say Mortis and Heist, or Bull and something like one of those very open bounty maps. That's
Right.
So it's always a gamble and always just a waste of time.
I gotcha. Last couple questions for you, and we'll let you get back to your daily grind. What's your favorite and least favorite brawler in the game right now?
Good question. I'd say my least favorite at the moment is probably one of the throwers. Just because they're so hard to counter and they're so frustrating to play, because they can just spam the map the whole time and cover 1/3 of the map and you can't move. And then my favorite brawler, I don't know. I want to say it was Crow or Terra, but I think my best brawler is probably Colt or Piper. I succeed a lot better with those range players, so Colt, Rico, Brock, Piper, all those types of characters I play really well and I enjoy playing. So one of those.
I gotcha. Yeah, Crow and Terra right now for me are probably my top 2 for sure. I used to love Mortis. They nerfed him to handicap level, and
I mean, Mortis is still really good. Easton, the previous like #1 player,
Hmm.
I was playing against him earlier today, and he was running Mortis, and man, is that character still really annoying to play
Yeah,
against.
Mortis is still very annoying, and I've said this several times too on streams. Mortis is good. He's not as good as he used to be for sure, but right now he's more or less very techy. He's a very techy brawler.
Yeah, if
Um,
you're a skilled Mortis man and you like were really good with Mortis, like you could still be really good with Mortis, no issue.
oh yeah, if you play him
Even
and
though
if you play with
they're
him
like
enough, that's like Pam players right now who are more or less playing Pam as a main brawler right now. Um, they're going to be really good with Pam. Like, I'm gonna say once she gets buffed, because I have a feeling that she is going to get buffed. Um, Again, just these techie brawlers that nobody would think is super good. These players that have played them for a longer period of time are gonna have a lot more fun playing them when they do eventually get their buffs. Um, any
especially like
any
Terra, like
yeah.
when she gets a buff again, like she's gonna be used a lot because I was gonna say this earlier, but like some of the funnest times I've had playing this game was like using Terra's super and align with another super of
Yep.
one of my teammates. So like I would circle them all in with Terra, and then Joey would like use this dynamite super, and just we get like a triple kill. It's like so satisfying, and it's so like it takes so much strategy and skill and timing that like why would you like take that out of the game? I felt like that's more of what they need in the game.
Right.
Instead of, like it is a team-based game, so make it more team-friendly. Like it's mainly, yeah, you can hold down a spot, but it's also like, you know, we should have to like work together and like maybe coincide with supers, whether it, however they can design it to do that. But like something like Terra Super is such a great concept and such a great idea, and that will like bring out so like the skill factor of the game.
Right. Yeah.
Instead of like you think of like Primo when the game first drops, or Shelly when the game first drops, and it's just like you kind of just run around and spam click your screen.
Right.
It's like there's not too much skill to it.
Definitely agree. Yeah, I remember like again when the game first came out, people were screaming for a primo nerf, and then everybody started getting other brawlers, and like, oh wait, he's really not that good.
Primo didn't even need a nerf at all. He
No.
was perfectly fine. Just nobody knew how to beat him.
Yeah.
It's
Again.
like whenever you see him, you got to start running the other way, because if he catches you, you're dead.
Yep.
And that, you know, that's just how it is.
All right. Any last second tips for beginners that you would give any people coming like that who are gonna end up playing the game or are still playing the game that are just kind of at a lower trophy range?
The thing I was saying in your stream yesterday to people was just like they asked for like advice. It's just like never get too aggressive, like especially in maps like SNG and Bounty. It's like there's a strategy to every game mode, so like you don't have to run around like Rambo the whole time. So like if you're, you know, up by 5 with 30 seconds left, like let them come to you in Bounty. Like you don't need to run into their spawn and try to go up by 6 or 10. Like you can win with 5, you can win with 1. You just gotta hold your spot. So
A
like, I
win
see
is a
that all the
win.
time in Bounty, when I group up with say people I don't usually play with but are in the clan, it's like I catch them all the time. It's like, you know, like why did we push up right there? We didn't need to. We were up like 6, and then we got triple down at the end, and then we lost. It's just like we don't need to do that.
Right. Yeah. I have that mistake as well sometimes. I still like I'm at about 4,200 cups, and I still have that mistake where I get really greedy with kills or collecting gems
There's no way to
and
see your stats, so there's no way to try it. There's no reason
yeah,
to try it.
yeah, exactly. And I always have to remind myself that mid game too, like don't go for that or don't kill that person, like it's not worth it. Or
Yeah, and SNG, you know, if you have more than, you know, 5 gems, like, you never should overextend past that mid mark. Like,
Yep.
you should stay back, make sure that you can stay alive, or if you know that you're gonna die, make sure that you're at least on our side of the map so that another teammate could, you know, pick up those gems for you.
Exactly.
But it's like, there's so many like quick ways to die in this game, and there's so many quick, you know, turnarounds in this game to where you can die, they'll pick up 4, and then all they need is 1, and then you can lose. Because honestly, if you get on countdown SNG and you make it to your spawn, you should win the game every time.
Yep.
It's how the game plays right now. And then also, you know, try and just use elixir wisely. Like I noticed a lot of people leaving people like one shot, and that's just because, you know, they shot when they should know that you're gonna miss. Like, if you know that they're about to round a corner, don't take that extra shot because you're not gonna hit them. And then also just like, you know, definitely don't feed the enemy. Don't
Don't charge up their supers kind of thing.
Yeah, if you try, the more supers they get, the more DPS they can put onto you guys, and then if you just keep feeding them supers the whole game, there's just no way you're gonna win. And so it's like dodging is really key. I mean, there's a lot of like little aspects to the game. I'm not gonna say all of them,
Right.
But you know, just play smart. Like, don't play to be star player every time. Play to be a good teammate and good support. Like, the only person and the only character in this game that you should probably be Rambo with is if you're playing an aggro Mortis or you're playing Shelly. That's the only characters.
Right. Hiding in bushes and stuff like that, yeah.
Yeah, Shelly can put out so much DPS with her main attack, like, you know, you can afford that, and you can kill people so quickly, and you get your super so quickly. Like, that's her role, is to, you know, be a nuisance. But if you're getting aggressive with like Jesse or something, you're just basically letting your team play a 2v3 because you keep dying and feeding them supers. So
Right.
yeah, it's just all about just map awareness, keep aware of the time, keep aware of the score, figure out what comps you're playing. If you're playing against throwers, like, destroy the map. If you're not, you can not destroy the map and use the maps as cover. Like, a lot of little things, but just think about all those, like, while you're playing.
Right, exactly. Just kind of, as you said, just be aware. Play smart.
Yeah, like if you're playing against the Piper and a Brock and a thrower, like, you don't want to destroy the map because then you have no cover and you're just dodging a Piper the whole game. It just makes no sense.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, all right, Rebel. Well, I appreciate the time, my man. Everybody, I'm sure appreciates all the tips and appreciates, you know, players like you who constantly give, you know, amazing feedback, and, you know, obviously on Reddit, through the game themselves, the forums, everything like that, and you know, obviously, as you said, fund the game and all that. But other than that, I just want to thank you for your time, and good luck this season. You know, maybe even hitting a new PB with Joey and all them, and cash me in. And other than that, we'll catch you later, my man. Alright guys, that's it for this week's video, interview with RRebel. As I said before, he finished last season at top 15. He's actually at 13th place currently in the season. Amazing player, great person, just an all-around great individual. Stops by the streams all the time. I will be coming out with a few more of these interview videos with a couple more opinions from all the top players in Invictus and globally and everything like that. And, you know, have their take on the state of the game and what they feel like we could make the game better, and, you know, hopefully soon get the global release that we all want, and for you Android lovers to get the ability to be able to play the game. So if you like the video, throw me a subscribe, like, comment. Let me know what you think. Let me know what you guys want from the game and everything. And you know, let's see if the Brawl Stars devs will hear us and, you know, hear this outcry for, you know, for everything that we think that the game could be. Other than that, this is the left arm of God, and we'll see you next time. Have a good one.